Today is going to be very busy on the stove and over here, so I'm really not sure how all of this is going to work out. I am going to make mashed potatoes, vegan mashed potatoes, and we'll be adding some chives in there and garlic, and that's going to be in one pan. Then I've got red chard, onion, and I'm going to add in beet greens in a pan. I'm going to be boiling the beets themselves in a separate pot. And then I have mussels that are going to be cooked in some onion and tomato sauce. And then I'm going to add walnuts into the greens, the sauteed green salad. So this is gonna have a lot of different parts going on. We're gonna see how this works out because I have never made mussels before and it took me far too long to find these for me to let them go to waste. So I'm following kind of a recipe over here. I do have a recipe for the mussels because I've never done this before, but the rest of it, I'm gonna kind of just do what I do. So let's go. Let's do this. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm going to start with the potatoes and the beets, getting those into water and boiling because those are going to take a little while for them to get soft enough for me to mash them and do what I need with the beets. So washing them, I'll be right back. If you have never worked with beets before, be very careful. They will stain everything, and tomorrow when you go to the bathroom, just be aware that things might come out red. It is a common occurrence that people get freaked out after they eat beets because they think that they are bleeding. They are not. It is just the coloration from the beets. So just be warned. Here we go. So we're gonna start by cutting off the ends of the beets. And these are gonna go just like this into water with a bit of salt. The potatoes are also going to go into water, so I've got that filling up over there. Then I'm going to start cutting them. This potato is a little older, so I got to take out some of the eyes that are starting to grow. Potatoes are going in the water back here. That basically filled up my pot back there, so we're good. We're just gonna let that heat up. I'll add some salt in there as well. Before I get too far into this, I also want to point out that it is now 8 o'clock. I have just put the potatoes in a couple of minutes ago and the beets are about to go in. So just to give us a starting point and to know how long this actually took, because I have no clue how long this is gonna go. So it is 8 o'clock and I'm starting now. And the beets are gonna go in the water here. I'm going to get the next piece of this started, so we're gonna chop up some, I'm going to mince some garlic, 3 cloves of garlic, because that's what it said to do. I'm a garlic person, so this may not be enough, but being the first time I'm making this, I'm actually gonna follow the recipe, kind of. I'm also gonna add garlic into other things, so I'm sure it'll all work out. All right. Alright, I'm going to need 2 large cloves cut in half for a different part of this. So I'm going to get that prepped. I was supposed to apparently get a red onion. I did not. I have a yellow onion. So I'm just gonna use that and we're gonna hope for the best. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's still an onion. And may some French person please come in and tell me that I'm wrong about that. Come on, onion. Now, because I'm actually going to be dicing the entire onion, I am going to do it this way. Cut the onion almost all the way through, but not quite. And then the opposite direction. And because that's a lot for me, I'm going to cut it in half. Parsley. Well, apparently I am out of both oregano and thyme. So I know that this is not a perfect substitute, but I'm going to substitute parsley and rosemary in for that. Because that's what I have currently in my thing, and I told you I'm kind of working off of a recipe, and that's what it is. So all of my mussels are prepped over here. My tomato sauce is prepped over here, and I'm gonna start getting the salad stuff ready. Oops. The salad is going to be sauteed, so I'm really not worried about the size of it. I'm just going to get it prepped in a bowl over here. These are going to take longer to cook, so I'm going to keep those separate. And I'm going to prep a second onion here. Use about a half an onion for that. Okay, that's going to be to saute. Pretty much all of my prep work is done. So I'm gonna check on these. Way you tell if beets and potatoes are ready is you stab them with a fork. If the fork goes in easily, if they kind of split apart easily, then it's pretty much done. So I can say that the beets are not ready yet. Potatoes are pretty close. I don't know if I put salt in here. It is now 8:12. It's been 12 minutes exactly, and all of my prep work is done for every part of this. So I'm actually kind of excited that it's going this easily. I'm not sure if I need to clean these mussels or not, or if they were already cleaned. So I'm gonna start working on that. Well, it looks like my mussels are pre-cleaned, so I don't have any more work to do. It is 8:15, still waiting for these guys to get done, and then I'll be back for the next part. Actually, the next part is going to be making the sauce. Oh no, I need 2 pots. I need 2 pots available. I can't believe I almost forgot the garlic for my mashed potatoes. Now, I love this handy dandy little tool here. It's going to mince my garlic in 2 seconds. And there's the garlic for my mashed potatoes. Okay. Straining my mashed potatoes right into here. I'm going to leave a little bit of liquid at the bottom of the pan. Just a little bit. I'm going to do this. Okay, I now have 2 pots available again, so I can start making the sauce, which is going to be tomatoes, olive oil, garlic, chili flake, sugar. Okay, so I'm going to do back burner. One-third cup olive oil. Garlic right now while it's still cool so that it can heat up with the olive oil. One-quarter teaspoon of red chili flake. Medium heat, just enough to get it fragrant, and I'm going to add in my tomatoes, two cans of crushed tomatoes, that looks like a lot of tomatoes, and a third cup of water. And a pinch of sugar. And we're going to allow that to come to a simmer and just go at that for a minute. In the second saucepan, or the second pan pot back here, that doesn't seem to want to turn on. 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Basically enough to coat the bottom of the pan. And we're going to add our full onion straight in. We're going to let that saute for a few minutes. I think I need to switch those two. And our beets are almost ready, which is fantastic. Things are coming along pretty well. Now I can hear that sizzling. All right, I'm gonna move this off to the side, and we're gonna start working on our potatoes. Milk. This one's almond milk. You can use regular milk, you can use whatever kind of milk you want. I'm going to do a good amount of butter in here. I might use more. Good amount of pepper. Remember, I already put salt in the water, so I may or may not need that. I'm going to add the garlic. carefully mash the milk into the potatoes. Okay. We're going to add our parsley, rosemary, and 1 cup of wine. Half 1 cup of wine. It's dry, it's cheap, it's fine, whatever. Reducing heat, simmering for 5 minutes for that. Apparently these garlic cloves were for essentially buttering the bread that I'm not going to make right now because I'm making mashed potatoes instead. So I'm just going to throw these in here. Let them simmer into the rest of this. Those have 0 flavor. Lots more salt. Lots more pepper. More butter. Better. I do not have chives, so I'm going to use green onion. Those are some pretty good mashed potatoes, but they're not there yet. I add some extra garlic and onion powder in here. Okay, Google, stop. And now we throw our mussels in. High heat. Mussels in. Don't drop your bowl. I don't have the right size lid. That'll do. High heat, covered. We're gonna probably give that like 10 to 15 minutes because they're frozen. These are ready. Moving to the next step. This can be turned on. We're gonna get our greens sauteing over here. And we're gonna get the radishes peeled. So as soon as this heats up, wrong one. Remember, radishes will ruin everything. We're gonna put these on as gloves and just kind of rub them so that we get the peel off. These are gonna be really hot, so I'm gonna give them a minute. And we're gonna saute, so we're gonna put some olive oil in here. We're gonna start with the onions. And the stems of the radishes, because they're gonna take longer to saute. We want them to be nice and soft. Want them slower? I think they're fine. Okay, removing the skin from the beets. I'm just going to rub it like this, and that skin's going to come right off. Look how it starts. Just peels right off. Super easy. That bag goes in the trash. Those are smelling really good. Everything's smelling really good. I'm so excited! Right. Part of this looks like it burnt, so I'm going to get rid of that. Water. Just a little bit of water. We're going to steam this for a second. I brought it down to medium, and now I'm going to throw all my greens in. Oh my God, this is going to be amazing! How many mussels just came out of that? That was $10 of mussels. All right. This sauce, now into this sauce, into the tomatoes. I turned the wrong one off. We're going to do salt, pepper in there. And I'm going to start plating. Woo! So excited. Mashed potatoes. How am I gonna do this? These are walnuts. I'm just gonna crush a bit in my hand. This is likely gonna need some more salt. But look at that. Mashed potatoes, mussels in a tomato sauce, and a beet salad with red chard and beet greens sauteed. And now you and I are both wondering how this tastes. I have no idea, but I'm excited. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use the shell to scoop a little bit of that mashed potato. Holy fuck. Ah! I just made mussels for the first time ever. And they're good. Fuck yeah. No. 2 boxes of these mussels was $10. I have a potato and a half. It's about $1, $1.50. The stuff over here was probably like $3 to $4 total. I would say I made all of this, and there's tons of leftover as well. I have at least 3 meals, and I made it for maybe $20 total. I'm just gonna kind of ballpark because I got the wine. That was another $5. I got a couple of little things as garnishes. There was $1 here and there, so let's say $20. $20. I just made 3 meals of mussels. I don't know where you can get a mussel meal like this for $20. Not a single place that I can think of. So anyway, really good. I am going to go enjoy this now. Oh, I told you I would tell you how long it took. 9:07. It took me 1 hour and 10 minutes to make this. I have never made this before in my life. Pretty simple. Go make it.